Hey guys, so Set 4 just came out last night on PBE, and I'm going to make a guide on what I think is the best comp at the moment. And I think it's some form of Adept, Mystic, and Dazzle. So I think this comp is super good because I think it literally counters basically everything in the game. Because Shen's also a Mystic, so you got to play 4 Mystics, so you already have a really good comp against any form of magic damage. Next, you have Dazzle, which is probably going to get hotfixed soon and is too broken. I think it makes almost any AD comps unviable because Dazzler's spell reduced attack enemies by 70% for 5 seconds. And to get Dazzle, you just got to play Morgana and Cassiopeia or Cassiopeia and Ezreal. And the thing is, Morgana's W does so much damage and it takes up like half the map and it stops their AD by 70%. And then we have the third most important trait, which is Adept, which slows all attack speed of enemy units by 50%. So this comp is so good because you have 4 Mystics against all the magic damage. You have Dazzle, which counters all the physical damage. And then you have Adept, which slows all their attack speed. So this kind of like, you just control like everything on the field. And your Morgana does so much damage. So you can see in the screenshot, this is one of the comps variations that I played today. And it's 4 Mystic, 4 Enlighten with Riven Frontline, and 2 Adept. So in this one, you always want to have at least 1 Sojin and a Morello on your Morgana. And you always want some kind of frontline item on your either Riven or your Shen. The reason why Sojin is so good in this comp is because the way Enlighten works is it gives you 70% more mana. So every time Sojin procs, it actually gives you 70% more mana. So here's another variation of the comp that I won with today in a challenger in-house. So obviously if you just jam in like all the 5 costs into your comp, it's going to be better because all the 5 costs this set is a lot stronger. But you still want your core of your Adept, Mystic, and Dazzle. Here I hit Elderwood Ezreal, so I play that instead of Morgana. But this comp has so many variations because of like all the different 5 costs that you can jam in this set. So normally Morello is pretty much core when you're playing Ezreal or Morgana as your carry. But I was actually kind of surprised that I was actually winning rounds even without Morellos. So even though Soju here had 3 5-star units, he ended up only killing about 1 unit. So for early game and mid game, you want your opener to be anything pretty much that can hold your Sojin, your Morello, and you put Iron Will on whatever frontline you have with like Brawler or Vanguard or like some kind of chosen 2-star. The best opener I have for this comp is probably Tier Rod, as Morellos and Sojin are the 2 most important items, and you can use infinite tiers actually because you can just put them on your other enlightened units. And if you're high rolling a lot, pretty much all your units are droppable because you can pretty much play every single 5 cost in the game in this comp, pretty much besides maybe Azir and Lilia. Also, you can drop 2 Mystics. So if you look at this board right, basically Talon is droppable, Aurelia is droppable, and Yumi's droppable, and Janna's droppable. So basically, I mean, if you drop Aurelia, you need to play Yone as your Adept. Then you play this guy as your Mystic. So basically, all yours are droppable. Even Morgana's droppable because you can always just play Ezreal, and then you just build a comp like that. And then you just play all the 5 costs. You can just play a random Set. That's not too bad. You can play a random Lee Sin. That's not too bad. You can play a random Kayn if you want to. That's not too bad. But the thing is, like, if you're playing 4 Mystic players, I mean, obviously you're not gonna have like this many 5 costs. So basically, this comp is just abuse the 4 Mystics, abuse the Adept, and then abuse Dazzle because Dazzle counters all physical damage comps, Mystics counters the magic damage comps, and Adept is just good against every comp. And then you have enough damage through Morgana or Ezreal to kill the enemy team. Thanks for watching, guys, and this is going to be my first guide I've ever posted in TFT. So let me know if like you guys have any comments, because I'm not sure, but it might be like too hard for like newer players to understand what I'm talking about. So I'll try to make stuff in the future a little bit more understanding to like lower elo players.